Alright, well, let's get this thing. I know we're all busy people.
I have called the meeting of all leaders of our realm. I have called upon a thing. For everyone here, the reasoning I had the reasoning for a thing is because I had.
Oh, my apologies, gentlemen. That does not happen often.
Stop screaming, my man. Come on.
Okay, are we done?
Yes, please
Alright.
continue.
I was given information that an individual from Ironstead. Am I saying that right? Ironstead.
Einarstead.
Einarstead.
Thank you.
That they brought 3 stag guards to my doors and endangered my people.
This is certainly news to me.
I also
Would you care to name this representative? Would you care to name this person from Einarstead?
The information did not withheld the person's name, only that they reside in Narstadt. Oh my god.
Does everyone
In
see
Narstadt.
that?
See what?
Oh,
Oh,
a man.
a
don't-
man just appeared next
I
to
don't see much, to be
the men of
honest.
Ravenholm.
Sorcery.
I thought it
Anyways.
were just a blur of my
Oh.
image, but it was not.
Hello, Aeon.
Also, another point I wanted to put is I wanted to be familiar with all the leaders of the towns, so I know who is around and I know who people are. And another piece of information is that it's saying Chief Vesimir is being very unkind to his people, and as Jarls of the realm, we think being fair to people is the key to having happy individuals or happy citizens. Everyone in Ironwood, and I'm sure everyone in Ravenholm, are very free as well. So to me, I took that as insulting than anything.
I know I speak for the other free folk next to me, and all the of the South who I have met with. We are free folk for a reason. We do not claim anyone as our chief, only the Vanir and the Aesir. So to claim that he is the chief of us is, quite frankly, a lie. We respect that he may be chief of his village and his area, but he is not our chief.
I wonder if I may speak for a moment.
Yeah, you shall.
Yes. It seems many people have a great deal of trouble with Vesimir. Canute, are you here? Are you present?
It's because Vesimir is a fucking thief, that's why.
I am.
Canute,
My lord.
you know Vesimir better than I do. You've lived in
Don't lord
Einarstead for longer than I have. Would you consider Vesimir to be our chief?
I suppose so, yes.
From Vesemir's own mouth, he considers himself to be the man who built the roads, and effectively nothing else. He does not claim to be any sort of political leader, he does not claim to be any sort of lightning rod for the entire town. He claims to be the man who built a home for people to take shelter in, roads for people to cross the town and the 3 rivers. He claims to be the man to have built a smith for people to build equipment and to protect themselves from the creatures of darkness that sometimes seek to invade our homes. To suggest that the people of Einarstead are one forged group is to suggest that the embers flying out of these pots speak for the sticks from which they were burnt. We are loosely affiliated, we are friends, we are attempting to help each other get by in this world, but to suggest that the one leader should speak for all of us is folly. Anything Vesimir has done to anyone, Vesimir should answer for himself. He is not a representative of our town in that respect. He may be more used to the politics and to the realms of this world, but he is by no means a conduit for the rest of us. He has said that himself. He has told me to tell people this. He has specifically said he does not consider himself to be a leader, though he may refer to himself as chief. He is chief of his house alone. The rest of us are a collection of, effectively, woods people, all living in one place. I do not follow him. Canute, as another person living in our town, would you say you follow him? I would say we share workloads. I would say that we talk together. I
His
would not say
last
that
name
he
is
orders
Einar.
people.
I don't care what his last name is. The fact of the matter is, Vesimir needs to pay for his thievery of the Christian. You do not attack one's farm.
That's an important
Yes,
matter we
yes.
have to discuss. Gaul, the Christian from the south.
So the fact that he's not here is quite annoying. And
He came
honestly,
to our
I'm very
village.
pissed.
I understand. That makes
my
perfect
lord.
sense. If what you are seeking is a trial for Vesimir, I suggest you plan a trial for Vesimir.
That was the plan, and yet here I am talking to you and not him.
If I may,
Go ahead.
if one who calls him chief, a chief is to have people. If he has no people, therefore he should not be a chief.
I would suggest that we make this official, that under the leaders of all of the towns and the leaders of the free folk, that we declare Vesimir to be road builder, forge master, but no chief.
I am agreeing to that.
This is not easy. I want what was stolen from the Christian back now. And I want
I,
the hand of the thief in my fucking apothecary.
as a representative of the South and close friend of the Christian, as Tusk is also a close friend of the Christian, I was there
Why is he
when
talking?
Vesimir
I
attacked
don't know.
Gaul.
Just let him speak.
And quite frankly, Knut was also there when Vesimir attacked and stole from Gaul. And I had returned to my forge to grab something while they were talking, and when I returned, Gaul was laying unconscious and naked, and his beehives had been stolen.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Your chief, who is
No.
self-proclaimed chief of Einars, the village that you reside in, willingly boasts
Yes.
to me and my left right-hand man of this act, and thinks that it's okay. You
I
are
have
all
heard
so
the tale
worried
too.
about war, but so willingly let some bandit bastard steal from a man of God.
A man of his own god.
Doesn't
Whether
matter who's fucking God.
whether or not you agree with his religious beliefs, I don't believe anyone here has been wronged by Gaul.
Agreed. Gaul has been nothing but helpful to Ravenholm. at
I
least.
had left shortly after you have.
Well, I can't say to have personally met anyone from Gaul, but obviously I hold no ill will towards them. Had I known Vesimir was a murderer and a thief, perhaps I would not agree to have come in his stead. But from having kept counsel of the man, I believe he is a decent man. I believe he's entitled to make mistakes, and I believe he is entitled to pay for his crimes personally. If you wish to arrest Vesimir, if you wish to put him on an actual trial, if you wish to see him pay for his crimes in something other than blood and bruises, then I suggest you come to Einarstead when he is available and you arrest him yourself. I will be happy to assist you.
Good. Then it is easily settled. You will get Vesemir in his home. You will not let him leave, and you will let me handle the situation from there. I will get those bees back for the Christian, and I will have his hand for myself. You can build a road with one hand.
Aye. If I
You
may,
don't
Jarl.
need a hand to hold a shield. He likes a bone shield. Tape it to your fucking arm. I have an experimental paste that he could use that with if he likes.
If I may, you claim
Sorry.
that Chief Vesimir is not a chief for the home of in Einarstad. I have a raven. I have a note in my hand. I piece of parchment saying, I quote, "Hail, you may not know me, but I have heard of you. I am a concerned citizen of Einarstad. I fear that our chief has motives that are negatively impacting the village. He said that he would build defenses to keep us safe, and then only walls his forge. People came to him for weaponry and have waited weeks with no response. When I was in communication with one of your citizens doing business, he told me not to. We cannot trust Ironwood, he said. Do not give them the means of war, he said. I do not trust their Jarl, which is I.
I can only speak to what I have seen and heard personally, but from what I understand, Vesimir paid an outside source to build the wall. They built it incorrectly. He was greatly disturbed by the way that it was only built around his home, and he painstakingly tore it down and rebuilt it properly where it was supposed to be, around the entrance from the north woods. So I can tell you that anyone concerned that Vesimir had a wall built around his home only is incorrect. I hold no ill will against them for thinking that. I can attest to having seen the original wall. From what I understand, the payment was stolen from him. The wall was never finished correctly. Some of it was even built backwards, easily allowing the Grey Dwarf menace to clamber over the top of it and appear inside the walls of our town. As far as his smithing abilities go, he is a deeply unorganized man. He, in fact, was more than happy when I set up my own smithy in the town. He was happy to pass me all of his materials. He was happy to pass me all of his orders in order to fulfill them, because he did not believe that he could fulfill them himself. However, I would advise the residents of Einarstead, if they are able to have talked to Vesimir. I personally saw him give these items to 2 people once they talked to him. The items were sitting in a chest in his home, waiting for them to meet him. He unfortunately is a very busy man. He was out securing goods for himself, meeting and trading with other towns, and it simply was that the goods, they were finished, they were there, they were just waiting for people to collect them. I'm not going to make excuses for him. I don't wish to do that at all. Like I said, if the man is a criminal, he's a criminal. But that is for the man to be accused of directly, of course. I understand, of course, that it's not your fault that he's not here today. I will, however, say my experiences with him have always been positive. He seems a man thrust into the burden of leadership. I don't even know if he was the one who started calling himself chief, or if it's just something that fell on him. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to be a chief. He's told me that himself. So he wants to be a smith.
Apologies, my ravens won't stop cawing above me.
Even though he says these things and you say these things, why is it that he does not trust Ironwood? I have never met Vesimir. Didn't even know who he was until 3 days ago. He says they cannot trust Ironwood. He does not like the Jarl. My judgment is, how do you not like somebody if you have not met them? There's no judge of character.
I completely agree. When I was hearing rumblings and talk of violence and war, I was equally puzzled as to why anyone would not like Vesimir. Again, I'm hearing new information at this meeting today, but from what I understand, the man is just trying to do right by his town.
He has not boasted about his actions. He willingly told complete strangers giving a tour of his town.
He didn't tell me. I'm not saying I don't believe you, I'm just saying he didn't tell me.
I was witness to this bragging. What he speaks is true.
Well, I believe that. I do believe that it is true. I know he is a follower of the old gods. I know the idea of Christianity puts him at unease.
Regardless.
As far as I understand, the rumblings are just rumblings. I've been hearing lots of second and third hand accounts. I believe there are people here who may have given those accounts to the people that I then heard them from. So if anyone here
Do you
has,
dare accuse Ravenholm of starting war?
Not at all. Absolutely not. I never even heard the location that these rumblings were coming from. So I'm absolutely not accusing Ravenholm of anything.
I know
simply
I
heard
had a
that-
masked man come to me and tell me that Ironwood is starting war with Ravenholm, and Einarstead backs them in this decision. Now, do I need to go full-on war with both of you because you're scheming behind my back? You're planning.
Hold up,
Destruction.
Arvid. Hold up.
Alright, this is enough. I've had enough of you.
Who are you
4,
then?
10. I am Leif Ravenwood, an outsider of Einarstead. And this is enough. You were not able to get Vesimir. I do not know why you are treating this poor man in his stead with such
Because he is
indignity.
his emissary. You will sit down.
No,
Who is this
I
man? Get him out of here.
I am Leif Ravenwood, and I
Please behave
a mem-
yourself.
Let me
Life
speak.
Or Leaf,
Let
whatever
me
your name
speak
is.
for a second. I come
What?
to say
Let him
that
speak.
Einarstead is
Let
a
him speak.
little
He's
village
a kind man.
that has nothing but poor people in it. If Einarstead were to start a war, it would be immediately
Hold the background, let
lost.
him talk.
It's
Nobody
as
wants a
foolish
war,
to
Leif.
believe that
Leif,
Einarstead
Settle
would
down.
backstab Ravenwood or Ironwood.
Right, settle down, Leif. Nobody wants a war here.
That's what I am saying.
Right, settle down then. Let me speak
I'm
with the
sorry.
Thank you,
independent
Leif.
folk.
Thank you.
Say, Leif, Northman. Stewart of Ravenwood. Ravenholm. Getting old.
Ravenholm.
Alright, Arvid, settle
This
down
is
now.
fine.
Settle
Right,
down.
right.
I'm
He
tired,
didn't mean
alright?
anything by it.
Tired. Leif, we've spoken with this Vesimir Gauta. You know he wants to
I've-
bend a knee. You know he will bend a knee to you, Arvid. He has no problem with this at all. And if you want a new leader to these lands, let the lands choose a new leader and get your thief. Bring him to justice. But
Vesemir is mine.
the lands
and
will
mine
not
alone.
suffer. The lands
But
of
who would you
Einarstead,
suggest?
home-friendly people. Good people there. They don't need to suffer. What would I suggest? Did you say that?
Who would you
Aye.
suggest run Einarstead with Vesemir's removal?
Leif, you have say of this.
You mentioned to me a man, Earl Broadback, I believe his name is.
Ah, yes. Thanks for jogging my memory.
I've met
Yes.
him once.
Earl
He's a
Broadback.
good man.
Might not
I
be
agree.
here, but he runs the Traveller's Inn. He's one of the first settlers in the lands near Einarstead. We'll change the name. Earl Broadback. He told me he wanted to put his name in for leadership. He was the first man there together with Vesimir. If not Vesimir, then Earl will be a fine man. That is all I have to say.
I do not think we need a leader. This is Hunter Boyer. We're a free people of that village. Vesemir is a free man
Keeps
too.
insulting
He has
us.
nothing but allegiance for Ravenwood. We do not need a leader.
I would agree. What would they be leading? They'd be leading a few hovels. They'd be leading a public house, a tavern. They'd be leading a marketplace. There's nothing to lead in Einarstead. It is, whilst I welcome the idea of someone taking responsibility and guiding us.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the collection of homes, public areas, public taverns, public merchants are nothing to lead? What do you think Jarl, myself and Jarl Arvid leads? We have the exact same buildings. What is you to say that we have nothing to lead?
Well, I would say we don't even live behind a common wall. Some of us live one side of a river, some of us live 3 rivers away, some of us live in the woods to the north, some in the east, some in the mountainous steppe to the south. I would say there's nothing to lead because there is nothing. There is a loose collection of dwellings.
All I hear here is excuses and means to hide insults to Jarls.
I mean no insult. I apologize if it came across that way.
And Jarl Arvid,
Yes.
there is no way between Ironwood and Ravenholm There is no way I would wage war because we protect something greater than what they have. Our bond is stronger than what I have. I don't even know who these people are. That is why I called this thing, because I want to meet them.
You consider family precious as well.
Good.
It is good to know.
My home, Ironwood, is my family. I look at them as if they were my siblings, and if they are my own.
Ravenholm is similar. These are my
Aye.
brothers, sisters. They are my family. They are what make us strong.
I agree.
They give Ravenholm the flight to continue to expand and become better than it once it was.
There. And it is safe to say that we all agree it is the bonds between us that.
Yes.
I believe it is time to move on to perhaps more important matters for this thing, rather than the petty squabbles between what
There's been no
settlements
agreement
have been made.
Well,
I want Vesimir. Is
we
that
all
agreed
want
upon with
Vesimir.
everyone here? No.
Friend
He
Arid.
insulted Ravenholm the most within anyone here.
He brought danger to my doors.
He stole from my neighbor and closest friend.
What
I'm afraid
happened
Gaul, the Christian, is a
to
part of
Vesimir
Ravenholm, so Vesimir belongs to us.
means nothing to me. However, none of that will matter if we do not refocus our collective thoughts onto the issues that are happening to the land around us. If we do not solve the issue of the foul magics and corruption, I fear that it will be worthless in the end, and that we will not survive to see justice for anyone, regardless of the reason. I understand that tempers are flared, as tend to be of the folk who sign their allegiance to homes and walls. But for me, I live on the outskirts of your civilizations. I see the corruption, the undead, the animals, the hostilities of the land surging into my farmstead, and I believe that holds more importance to all of us all at once. It won't just be me and those without walls that will creep in. If we do not all band together to solve what is happening within this land, we may not survive to see Gaul's bees be returned. We may not survive to see this squabble be solved. It is a matter of us all.
Though I agree, I will not rest
I
easy
agree with
until
this.
I get what was returned to the Christian. I promised he will get his bees back. Not later, now.
Alright, alright. Tusk, you speak good words I can agree with. We have monsters to fight. Why are we fighting each other? Arvid, take justice to Vesimir. Leave his village alone. We can keep on being friends, keep trading. We can grow stronger as men to fight the monsters on this world.
Well, Arvid, if you want it or not, you have the fortitude of Ironwood to back your claims. I too want to see justice for this thief who claims of being a chief.
You
My
also
patience
have the
grows
backing
thin.
of my forge, and whatever you may need, though I understand that there are many forges around here, I will support in whatever way I can. For I do not sit idly by as free folk, for Gaul was, if he is part of Ravenholm, well to him for finding home. But when he was raided, he was free, and I will not sit idly by while a man who claims to be chief rapes the land and homes of free folk.
Exactly.
Very well.
That is what angers me.
So we
Agreed.
bring Vesimir to justice. Everyone agrees, yes?
Yes.
Now,
I
what of
would.
Einerstedt?
I understand.
The people of
Einerstedt
Einerstedt
has
will
gone
do
to
what they
town
can.
and has no chief. Will they continue to be a town?
Chief doesn't
Unless
make a
you are-
town. People make a town. Like I said, we're people. We're free people. We don't need a chief. We don't need a Jarl. Welcome all of you in our town, but we don't welcome you to take it over.
Well, who will be your elder after Vesimir?
Canute is our elder.
Then
Farmer
he
Canute.
shall be.
Farmer Canute, is he the one holding the bees that are rightfully Gauls?
I do not know anything about the bees. You'll have to ask Canute himself.
Well, where is this Canute then? I would like to see this bee matter settled.
Am I?
Bring Knut to the stand.
When did this become a trial?
This has been a trial for a while now.
If a trial is what is needed to move on to the matters of the realm we reside in, then by all means let us commence with a trial.
How many
We've already
bees do you
agreed
need
that
to end
Vesimir will
this?
fit. 2. I want the
You
2
need 2
bees I
bees,
promised
Canute.
Gauls.
Can you spare 2 bees and just end this now?
It's not the same. I want the bees that he holds, not the bees that some guy is going to give him.
Ah.
Yes, Vesimir needs to be brought to justice.
At this point, I could care about whose bees it was. I want 2 queen bees to give back to the man I promised. I will not look like a fucking liar in front of my people.
Aye.
Canute, on behalf of all of us from the town, are you able to do this?
Canute, it seems a frog has your throat, friend.
Unfortunately, Canute is rather fond of smearing honey all over his ears. So we may need to wait a little while for what we've said to sink in.
Oh, so there's ironwood and irons. Interesting.
Ironstad is spelled differently. It's EI something something something.
Oh, okay.
EIRANSTAD or STED, I don't know.
Okay. So who's talking about war?
Ironwood wants to take the self-proclaimed.
So it's settled.
Apparently not self-proclaimed chief of
If anyone,
Ironstad and arrest him for.
there we are.
Apologies, my head is starting to throb after this conversation.
Yes, that is what I've heard. And then Ravenholm was talking about, they have heard something about Ironwood scheming for war with them.
Hi, Ironwood. This mead you gave me earlier. What do you call this?
And then there's also other people here called the Free Folk.
Eric,
which are basically
what do you call this mead?
representatives for the people that do not claim the chief or a jarl.
So would we?
It's Ironwood mead.
Oh,
That's the meat I made?
thank you.
That's the mead that Ashlander made.
Darn it.
I could
Steam
not
mead, my
find
lord.
you to get the mead.
Ashlander.
We have a great brewmaster. His name is Ashlander Stick. He is really well in the craft.
Oh, I believe I had met this Ashlander.
Ashlander,
thanks,
come
yeah.
down here.
True, I consider the Blackface technically part of us as well, though.
Or shut the door in your face. That works too. This man here, this is Ashlander Stick. He has the brewery in my town. He makes the best mead in Ironwood, and it's very, very well known.
Good to know.
Aye.
Everyone here should have a sample of it. I gave it all out. If you didn't have one, say something. I have more.
Yes, Newt, please. I want those bees now. As I said, I will not look like a liar in front of my people. I will get returned what was taken from Gaul. And I am sorry that you got wrapped up into this by someone else's poor decisions.
Thank you, Ashlander.
Thanks, y'all.
Well, now that that's settled, don't we have bigger issues? Just today, we've had 2 trolls in our village. 2.
Are these guys really worried about trolls?
Aye.
Oh my fuck.
Seems so.
It's a troll, kill it.
It is not just that
well,
it is a
Newt,
troll.
go get your bees then. Come on, we'll be
These
done with
beasts
this.
are now moving further into lands
Be
we
on your
once
way,
thought
then.
were safe. Undead are encroaching the meadows to the south. Trolls venture into towns. This were not happening not but 5 days ago, but it is now. That is, I believe, the issue.
And I unfortunately have to agree with you, Tusk, because I know of this encroachment and danger that we all face. We've personally seen it ourselves. I cannot deny that the realm is angered by our presence, and anything that we consider an enemy has been angered.
Why?
So, I believe besides what Vesimir must pay for with whatever you believe is fit, it would be most appropriate to talk about what we know of where it is that we now are. This is none of our native homes. So, why is it that we came here? Why is it that this land is so hostile? And who were here before us? We need to understand this if we wish to heal the land and make it safe once again.
I believe that there is a man by the name of Reinhard who has been here for what he claims to be 79 years. Perhaps
Yes, it is.
consulting him may
Wait, he told me 80.
help.
Do we have another liar?
Seems
Is
so.
no one here honest?
Alright, why not? He's a fine man. He's just old.
This Reiner, he told me he had been here for 80 years.
He told Tusk and I 79. He
Farewell.
also claims to have spoken with Odin here. And if that is true, then the gods are here as well, which begs the question, where in the 9 realms are we?
In my travels in the dark woods, I found stones with scriptures into them, with runic language. I believe it is Finn who was able to read them to me. Say that the great tree of Yggdrasil
not here.
holds together the 10 realms of
Why did you want me to talk to her?
what we know to be. The realm that we currently sit in is named Valheim. That is why we all have a similar story, that we all were on a ship, and then we all were dropped here by a raven that looked like a maiden.
But why is it that in our wherever everyone came from, for we all came from Midgard, why is it that we had never heard tales of this Valheim from the great legends of old?
Sven?
Such a question does not receive so simple an answer. It is not for us mortal men and women whims of the gods. I myself read the stones to Jarl Thorm, and I have no deeper understanding than any one man among us. It simply is what it is.
We are here. We are alive. We are making with what we have. We're becoming together as communities, as groups of individuals, or as individuals alone. We were brought here, we do not know why. But we all know the sacred stones. We all been dropped at them. One day we found an altar, this altar resembling a big, massive stag. And I believe everyone here has summoned the stag god Eikthyr with the hard as iron antlers. We all know. There are more of these gods. We've been in the crypts. We've been in the burial chambers. There's another one out there. There's possibly more. We do not know. But we have to keep learning. Does that help your queries?
I believe it does. I was just curious, for I have not been able to have this conversation with such a great host of men and women. I was just curious on what perhaps others believed, since we have a gathering of many great people here. If we could basically exchange notes or what we have found, so that we may, as Tusk said, perhaps further our battles against the ever-raging war against nature and the creatures of this realm.
A slight misinterpretation. It is the corruption of the realm we are fighting. The creatures are reacting to what I assume the last humans that were here did.
Aye. But from what I said about the tree of life, Yggdrasil, I'm sure that you all looked up at the night sky.
Yggdrasil, come on now. Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil.
Come on now.
Yggdrasil.
Come on now, friends.
Aye. Yggdrasil. You all looked in the night sky, you see the green, lively tree in the sky. From what I read, or what Sven has read to me, is that the realm that we are in is connected with the tree to other realms, such as Midgard. So, I do not know why this raven maiden brought us here, but we are here. Not dead. We are here.
I didn't come in on a raven. I washed up on shore near where Ravenholm now sits.
Yeah, we've seen shipwrecks in the water all over the place.
There's a reason why I'm with these men. They were on my ship when I crashed. Well, some of them.
Well, we certainly weren't.
Oh, shut up.
From what I understand, there's a lot of people from Ironwood was brought in and dropped by a massive maiden raven of sorts.
There are many free peoples of the south who have had the same experience as the men of Ironwood.
Aye.
But were it not that some of them were perhaps on that crashing ship before they were carried away? That is the one note I have noticed from everyone. Everyone here, at some point before getting here, were on a journey overseas.
I have spoken to people from all over this realm, and from what I can gather, we all come from different places, and we all sail to different places. None of it is consistent. This place doesn't appear to be on any maps that I know of.
If what the Jarl of Ironwood and his translator say are true, it is not on any map because it is not of Midgard. It is a 10th realm.
Then how did our ships get here? Is the question.
Perhaps we are not as alive as good Jarl Thorum had suggested, at least not in a way that we once were on Midgard.
I do wish that the Christian was here, for perhaps his faith would have some insight into this. For though I may not believe it to be true, I've found that some aspects of Christianity and their legends, stories, are similar to some of the legends that we hold to be true.
Aye. I remember Gaul the Christian once spoke to me of a shadow world of sorts. Do you think that perhaps his Christianity would describe this place, Valheim, as the shadow world, Shadowland? Whatever it was he spoke of.
It is curious that there is a Christian among us, though, for these places, these stones, I have seen some of them, and one I believe referenced Odin. Why would a Christian be found in the lands of Odin?
Aye, well, there are Christians upon Midgard, were there not?
Odin is the All-Father, after all. True, Luke. Did have the Saxon.
Well, this thing has been quite enjoyable. I believe we've all gotten a lot out of it.
I
Roland.
agree.
For all
Shall
of
we
agreements,
wrap this up?
For all of our agreements about the justice of Vesimir, the ongoing of Einarstead as a simple town.
Bees.
Let's have a feast. Yes, all of it, you'll get your bees.
Where are the? I want my bees now.
Did
The
you
bees are
not
coming.
hear
The
what
bees are coming.
you just said?
No,
It's
I've
outside
been-
your door.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Right then.
Then yes, let's have a toast.
A toast then.
I want to try this ironwood mead. Aye.
Where's
Skull.
this meat?
Skull.
God, skull.
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 What the fuck? What the fucking?
Oh,
What's happening?
Poison.
what's happening?
I knew not to
happening?
drink it.
It is not poison. you
Ironwood.
fools.
Telcar, get that door open.
What is this?
Right, no weapons
Alder,
now.
I
Come
think
on.
You should get out of here.
I
Yeah,
can't.
let's go.
jump.
Let's go.
Everyone, protect the Jarl.
Ravenholm, return home now.
Be safe. You don't want to wide. It's a sacred ground.
Get the Jarl to a healer.
There will be
now.
no weapons swung on this ground. Off with you.
Hold, men. Have we
What's
learned
the
nothing?
shit?
All right, doors open. Let's get out
Go,
of here.
go. Come on.
That's boring.
All right, just leave then. Leave. There will be no fighting on sacred grounds.
What was in the bird?
Calder, come up here. Get the rest of our
I'm
people.
afraid this isn't up to me. Jarl, we need to get back now. Aye.
Someone get the bees. The door won't open.
All right, the door's open right here. Get out then. Get out.
Have the doors been barred, all except for Einarstead?
Einarstead is not running.
That's
Einarstead is not
suspicious.
running.
Get Loth, disengage.
I think we should leave, warrior.
Calm down now. Calm down.
Don't get too close.
No fighting here. No fight.
Hold on, we're leaving behind.
Yes, I know. I do not know where.
God, by the gods. What's
This chair that's underneath me, you can get out by jumping on top of it if you're having issues with the doors.
Oh, he's damn.
'Tis why I placed it there.
No, I don't know who.
Yes, okay.
Well,
This
that went
has-
well.
I fear this is going to end poorly for the world around us now that fighting has broken out.
Yes, it certainly seems to.
There's nothing
Galdar,
wrong
what
with
the
that meat.
fuck are you doing here? We need to
know.
leave.
It seems that the Ravenholm kind of trying to start
guilty?
a war of their
We've
own.
done nothing.
First they whisper of
Of course.
No such thing until I had arrived, and when we toasted, I had guzzled your mead, and became instantly ill. But if you had drank from this same mead, then why have mine? But my men were also poisoned.
I am not sure, but this is new to me. Why would I
Wait.
give you? Why would I give you a crown if I wanted to poison you?
There are too many questions and not enough answers. You would not come here peacefully if you had intentions of poisoning me. Though my suspicions are increasingly rising, I believe you. But I need some, if any, answer on why. Do you perhaps have anyone you doubt has loyalty within your walls?
As of now, I do not. Everyone here is trusted of me. My hand, my thane, and my merchant. The first thing I did is I wanted to come here. I did come here.
And I do not believe you would be working so well with my steward Leaf if you did not have good intentions. Perhaps I was too quick to shoot the bow.
Perhaps when I was passing the moat, someone may have tampered with it. But who? I do not know who.
It is possible. There were many at that meeting. I'm
Aye.
sure something could have been slipped into your pockets, perhaps. I noticed this one on me. It has no name, so I cannot prove who made it. Sorry. Seems we all have a headache at the moment.
Aye.
But I'm going to keep this meat. I'm going to study it a little bit. I want to figure out if I can identify the ingredient used in the said poisoning.
Perhaps have you had meat before, Jarl?
Oh yes, much mead. I'm currently making a sour mead. It involves coal. Not very good, but anyway.
I know, perhaps one of the ingredients you are allergic to.
That is true. That is true. But it is clear you mean no harm and no ill intent, and I do not wish to risk the lives of my brothers in a misunderstood squabble.
I did go, Eric and I did travel far to procure your crown for you. So I believe Jarl should be visible and dignified to what they are.
I agree. And I thank you for this. Another reason why it's hard to point the finger. You would not go so far to bring me such a valuable item to then just kill me. Well, shall we shake on it then?
Yes.
Aye. Oh, sorry, itch in the face. That's okay. Good pound on the chest.
Aye.
Thank you, Jarl Thorum.
As your Yard Arvid.
As an apology for the mead that may have been spiked through my shop, anyone from Ravenholm can have a discount at my shop should they choose.
Now,
mead. Oh, very well.
Hold on. I appreciate this offer, but I have one that would be more suitable if possible. I believe my steward has been attempting to set up a permanent trade route with Ironwood.
Aye, he has.
Perhaps of good faith, a discount on these resources we are trading from you.
I agree.
Aye, if that is an agreement, I think we are allies once again.
Yes.
Good. Now, I don't want to bring up Vesimir again. We will talk of that more later, but me and you need to have a sit down within the coming days about him.
I agree.
I was promised what was stolen, though I didn't get it. I'll figure that out later.
You did not get your bees.
Actually,
if I may.
I do believe we did get the bees.
Did
Aeon.
someone get the bees?
Aeon got the bees.
Ion
He
got
has
the
them
bees.
locked up.
Thank you. I apologize. I had quite the headache towards the end of that meeting. I
was
couldn't
quite
see them.
confusing.
Yes. Things got tense quite quickly.
Aye.
I do actually wish to applaud all of you for staying your weapons on neutral ground. You jumped to the arms to protect your brothers and sisters in Jarldom. I respect that.
Aye. As I applaud your warriors for coming the same to come to your rescue as well.
I foresee this misunderstanding as an opportunity to strengthen.
We should
this
strengthen
friendship.
our bond because there are many settlements that are forming and we need strong bonds to be able to overcome any threats that come into the future if they exist.
No, I agree. I am, as you can see, fortifying Ravenholm, which will now become the capital of the soon new settlements that are arising.
Aye.
While you are all here, I guess to make it easier, over that way is where Raven's Rest will now reside. It is a new small town under my Jarldom. to house any newcomers that willingly and wish to stay under me.
I interject, my lords.
Of course.
I have an issue with such a housing of newcomers to your lands.
Speak.
The land which you yourself just designated encroaches upon our southern borders. Placement of such newcomers, you would cut off growth of ironwood to the south. Is it possible to relocate this?
I believe you pointed in the other direction, Sven.
To the west of Ravenholm.
Yes. Sorry. This way. I'm bad with north and west and all that jazz.
Aye.
It's in the hills beyond the guild.
Well, you have a guild.
Yes. I call them the Fighters Guild, but Thorn is the guild master.
Aye.
Thorn, are you here to introduce yourself?
Yes,
This is a perfect
yes.
opportunity.
Ah, yes. Instead of the thing, I do it here.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, my name is Thorn Ironoak, and I am the guild master of the Black Dawn.
Weren't you at my settlement when we were building?
I was in many places trying to find a place to settle down. Eventually, I found my way here.
Aye. I thought it was funny that I named my place Ironwood and your name is Iron Oak.
Yes, I was there when you did that. It was amusing.
Fitting.
But at the time, all we had were white trees.
I appreciate you naming it after me.
What was that?
I think someone's boat perhaps was parked too close to a dock.
Aye.
That could be over by.
Yes, someone's boat is too close to a dock.
Hopefully
No.
nothing to worry about.
It is nothing to worry about. It's probably the raft just outside the docks. But anyways, the guild is looking for members. You know, adventurers, traders, everyone of the such. Everyone is welcome.
Yes, I've still yet to go on an adventure with you and slay some beasts and enemies of Odin.
I have.
You're not here.
I know.
Perhaps we will teach you the ways of slaying serpents. We are very handy with them.
Yes, while there are a bunch of people here, I want to say the guild itself, yes, resides on Ravenholm land. The guild itself is neutral in any and all conflicts.
Neutral influence is what you mean.
Yes.
But as a citizen of this Ravenholm, I will defend it with my life if necessary.
Aye. Well, as I like to think, and I would like to perceive this more, is that Ironwood is your shield, and Ravenholm is our sword. We are strong. Our forges forge well. And I understand you guys are quite strong.
Aye.
And I applaud to that.
Thank you, Jarl.
I think.
Speak.
I think we should call it a night. It's getting very late. But send Raven when you want to speak. I'd very much like to talk.
Yes, I would like this meeting between myself and you and your most trusted man.
That would be my hand, Sven.
Aye, and mine Leaf. Good. Well, I will be seeing you soon. And to the citizens of Iron Oak, be safe and Odin guide you.
Ironwood, Jarl. Ironwood.
Yes. Name it after me.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. What did I say? What did I say?
You said Iron Oak, like Thorn Iron Oak.
Fuck.
It's okay. They named it after
I
me.
apologize.
It's
I
okay.
We were
apologize.
just talking about it.
I'm not right in the head.
Everybody says Ravenheim home and woods every day. It's all right.
It's quite confusing. I can see that.
Well, friends, safe travels back home.
Aye. And may you rest for the night.
Yes. My bed is calling me.
Aye. Shall we go, Sven?
Yes, girl.
Alright. We will take our leave, and thank you for seeing me.